Part 84. Back to the 60s, The Struggle Career of a Charmed Wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 831. I am Wan Xingguo, a revolutionary warrior who swore an oath in front of the army leaders and comrades to fight with you. Wan Xingguo answered word for word, I always remember that oath. What about you? A trace of guilt flashed in Chen Chen's eyes, who said I don't remember. Wan Xingguo smiled faintly, since you remember, then why did you refuse my visit? Why were you so unhappy when you saw me? Embarrassed me in public? Your attitude made me panic and uneasy, making me feel at a loss. My arrival is a joke. Comrade Chen, please tell me the truth about divorce. I don't agree, Chen finally shouted. Wan Xingguo, don't think that I'm easy to bully. I, Chen, am just like a flower. You can't marry me if you want, or leave me if you want to. Divorce. Chen had never thought about this at all. As her career was on the rise, she understood the impact of divorce on herself. Her marriage to Wan Xingguo was her greatest guarantee. How could she give up this guarantee? For the sake of his future, Political Commissar Wang had no intention of divorce, and he couldn't divorce himself. If he and Political Commissar Wang broke up in the future, he would have to count on his marriage to Wan Xingguo to go smoothly. Moreover, she now relies entirely on Wan Xingguo's monthly salary to buy imported goods, and she does not want to lose this large sum of money. Chen didn't feel that she was going too far. She only felt that marrying an older officer like Wan Xingguo, who was old and ugly, was a blessing he had cultivated for 3 lifetimes. He had to laugh out loud in his dreams. Wan Xingguo finally realized that he didn't understand Chen at all. Comrade Chen, I have been in the capital for several days. I wandered around the military area and heard a lot about gossip. There are some things I don't want to say, but it doesn't mean I don't know. I don't care about our face, so there is no need to speak openly. Wan Xi and the country has decided to divorce, and he will not continue to wear this cuckold and station himself at the border, being ridiculed by the world. Chen expression finally changed, and he said sharply, Wan Xingguo, what do you mean? You would rather believe outsiders' rumors than believe me, right? Do you treat me as your wife? If I didn't treat you as my wife, then I wouldn't hand over my salary every month, wouldn't ask to visit you, and wouldn't give you a surprise this year. Comrade Chen, ask yourself, during this period in marriage, apart from the act of living in 2 places, I, Wan Xingguo, am worthy of you. Can you be worthy of me? Wan Xingguo's tone was still very calm. No matter how Chen behaved, he could not arouse his anger. My heart was cold and I had nothing to say. Anyway, I don't agree with the divorce. Chen made up her mind and refused to let go. She didn't believe that Wan Xingguo, a rough guy who had just arrived in the capital from the Border Defense Force, could find out anything useful. Even if he did, she wouldn't admit it. You really don't agree? Wan Xingguo asked. If you don't agree, you don't agree. Chen was very arrogant and rogue. Wan Xingguo stood up from his chair without saying a word. Since you don't agree, then I have to ask the army to make the decision. I believe the army will definitely give me an answer to those rumors. As a husband, it is quite normal to visit relatives where his wife works, hear some rumors about his wife's sexual behavior, and request the army to investigate to clear his wife's innocence. Considering his status as a border guard, the army will not. If you take it lightly, you will investigate carefully. Chapter 10, Please vote. Back to the 60s, The Struggle Career of a Charmed Wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 832. Seeing Wan Xingguo walking out, Chen gritted his teeth and said with evil anger in his eyes, Wan Xingguo, you can do it, you are ruthless. You would rather believe the rumors of outsiders than believe me. Wan Xingguo turned around and looked at her with deep eyes. Wan Xingguo was a bit older, and the blush on his cheeks made him look very old, but he had a pair of big eyes, deep double eyelids, and his eyes were so sharp that Chen Chen couldn't help but take 3 steps back. What do you think I'm doing? Am I wrong? Chen Chen looked serious and felt guilty. Comrade Chen Chen, Wan Xingguo said slowly, I really hope you can provide evidence to prove that the gossip about you is slander, but your words and deeds make me understand that what is groundless may not be without cause. If you have a little bit of loyalty to your marriage, you won't have this attitude towards me. Wan Xingguo has been in the army for 20 years. Although he has lived in the army for many years, I am not a fool. I have a pair of ears to listen. Eyes can see, but a heart can distinguish between right and wrong. After a pause, Wan Xingguo continued, if I had known that you looked down on me at the beginning, marrying me was just due to the arrangements of the army. I would rather be single for the rest of my life than become a revolutionary partner with you and delay your life we are in our youth. It is useless to talk anymore. Comrade Chen Chen, you and I can get back together. If the troops come forward, it will really not be able to end. Are you threatening me? Chen Chen's face was gloomy, and he finally stopped denying what he had done. I'm just telling the truth, Wan Xingguo said indifferently, very decisively. One day, 100 days of kindness. Comrade Chen Chen, please let me go, and leave yourself the last dignity. Just leave, whoever doesn't leave is the grandson. Chen Chen squeezed out these words from between his teeth. Wan Xingguo laughed at himself, I am no different from a turtle grandson now. A cuckold is put on the head, who doesn't talk behind the scenes after seeing it. He was very glad that Lu Zhang and his wife did not hide the news from him, otherwise his whole life would become a joke in the world's mouth. However, he didn't expect Chen Chen to say something next, and said matter-of-factly, I married you, a young lady, and was ruined by you in vain. Now I have become an abandoned wife for no reason. You must compensate me. You must compensate me. I have money, otherwise I won't agree to divorce even if it causes trouble in the army. What did you say? Wan Xingguo discovered for the first time that besides being a scoundrel, Chen Chen was also shameless. She had been unfaithful to her marriage, spent all her savings and most of her salary during the marriage, and now she was still asking for money from herself. She compensates? 3,000 yuan, Chen Chen held out 3 fingers. Wan Xingguo sneered, Comrade Chen Chen, do you think that I, Wan Xingguo, am a fool and let you take whatever you want? 3,000 yuan, his annual salary plus subsidy cannot reach this amount. Not to mention that he didn't have the money, even if he did, he wouldn't give it to Chen Chen at this time. As the injured party in the marriage, he was being tolerant and generous by not divorcing Chen Chen face to face. If you don't give it to me, I won't leave, she risked her life for the sake of her future life. Anyway, it was Wan Xingguo who filed for divorce. If you don't leave me, I'll ask the troops to make the decision. Wan Xingguo was not threatened by Chen Chen at all. Comrade Chen Chen, I suggest you give up as soon as you see fit. Don't be shameless. Wan Xingguo, crawled out of the dead. Face is not important to me. If we make a fuss, I will lose face at most, but you, Comrade Chen Chen, may not. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Back to the 60s, The Struggle Career of a Charmed Wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 833. Chen Chen's reaction was to push him away and strode out. Regarding the 3,000 yuan, I didn't say I didn't want it, but I also said I wanted it. Zhang Xiaoyu was chatting happily with her father. When she saw Chen Chen leaving, she hurriedly caught up with him and obeyed Captain Bai's instructions for them to come back together. Zhang Yun entered the office and saw Wan Xingguo standing against the wall. What was the result of your discussion? Divorce, Wan Xingguo said simply. Divorce, Zhang Yun couldn't help but repeat it. Yes, divorce. Wan Xingguo turned around and looked at Zhang Yun without evading. let her be free and let myself go. It's boring to continue to be entangled, and it will only become a source of discussion for others. Jong Yoon nodded, just get divorced. I don't care about you. Isn't getting married the same as not getting married? A man should be able to afford it and let it go. We have all seen life and death. How can we survive such a trivial matter? Divorce finally, I will introduce you to a lesbian who is willing to live with you in a down-to-earth manner. Won Xingguo smiled bitterly and said, after this matter is over, I will return to the army and don't want to think about marriage for the time being. How can that be done? Jong Yoon looked at him disapprovingly. The responsibility for the failure of this marriage does not lie with you. Why are you so worried about it? The army at that time had to bear part of the responsibility. If I had known that Chen Chen would not be willing to, I shouldn't hold a wedding for you, and leave such a stain on your life now. The army helped our older officers solve lifelong affairs out of good intentions. Won Xingguo didn't mean to blame the army. Without his own consent, there would have been no wedding with Chen Chen. Ultimately, both parties are responsible. Although Chen Chen has more responsibilities, Won Xingguo will not alienate himself. Jong Yoon patted him on the shoulder and was about to ask him whether he would stay here at night or go back to his original residence. Zhang Xiaoyu suddenly broke in and said breathlessly, Captain Won, Chen Chen went to write a divorce report. I want to divorce you. She didn't know that Won Xingguo initiated the divorce. She just thought that Chen Chen was really bad. Zhang Yun and Won Xingguo were stunned at the same time, but they quickly came to their senses. Won Xingguo said calmly, I initiated the divorce. Since she wants to file a report first, let her file the report. My report will eventually be sent up. It's not like you don't know Chen Chen. What should you do if she blames you for the divorce? Zhang Xiaoyu said angrily, Chen Chen can really do such a thing, but she is a shameless person. Let her make up random charges and make up a bunch of charges for you. If the army approves it without checking it or uses it as a crime to deal with you, you will be out of luck, Commander Won. Zhang Xiaoyu really got it right. The divorce report filed by Chen Chen said that Won Xingguo came to her not to visit relatives at all, but to get a divorce. Because Won Xingguo had a woman outside, he came to her after a year or two of separation in order to marry that woman. She was afraid that Won Xingguo came to her after a year or two of separation. Xingguo filed the report and put all the responsibility on themselves or made up trumped-up charges for themselves, so they filed the report first. She also said in the report that Won Xingguo had been on the battlefield many times, suffered from mental illness, and was violent. Won Xingguo had threatened her to marry him, so she had to compromise and had no choice but to hold a wedding with Won Xingguo. Back to the 60s, the struggle career of a charmed wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 834. After receiving Chen Chen's divorce report, the army directly sent staff in charge of this aspect to find Won Xingguo to understand the situation. They say they understand the situation, but they are actually taken away for investigation. Chen Chen is also a soldier, so her marriage is naturally protected by national law and the army. Zhang Yun was so angry that he slapped the table. It's really the evil person who complained first. Dad, what should I do? When the guess came true, Zhang Xiaoyu was not happy, but very angry. She admired every soldier who was loyal to the country, and really didn't want Won Xingguo to be so insulted. Chen Chen is really shameless. The person in charge of this matter is actually Political Commissar Wang. These two adulterers are not just colluding with each other. Xiaoyu, you are such a big girl, shut up about any vulgar words you say, Zhang Yun scolded. No matter what Chen Chen and Political Commissar Wang were like, he would not allow his daughter to become a vulgar person. If you don't say it, don't say it. Zhang Xiaoyu pursed her lips. Zhang Yun thought about it and said, Commissar Wang, this bastard, exposed his butt without wiping it clean. Does he think he can cover the sky with one hand? What does he think of the capital military region? Zhang Xiaoyu immediately said, "Dad, you said foul words. It's not fair to say it yourself instead of letting her say it." Zhang Xiaoyu's eyes revealed this thought. "I'm your father," Zhang Yun glared at her. "I can say bad words to you, but you, a big girl, can't. Learn from Zibao's mother, she is more elegant, that's how a girl should behave." "Sister Shui," Zhang Xiaoyu thought of her and called her quickly. Feng Qingxiu was very surprised when she received Zhang Xiaoyu's call. How long had it been since she called her again? Although the call charges are limited and the call time is unlimited, you can't keep calling like this, right? Before she had time to tease her on the phone, Feng Qingxiu heard Zhang Xiaoyu tell the story of Wan Xingguo's experience in a barrage of words. "What?" Feng Qingxiu was shocked. After being surprised, she immediately calmed down. "Xiaoyu, don't panic. Just do as I say. You first ask old General Zhang to send someone to find the midwife who helped Chen Chen perform the abortion. You must do it quickly. Find the midwife before Political Commissar Wang and Chen Chen take action, and take her to a safe place. She is the only witness who can prove that Chen Chen had an abortion. Second, tell General Zhang to find a way to get her out. Wan Xingguo's remittance note to Chen Chen to prove that Wan Xingguo has no different intentions." "What remittance order?" Zhang Xiaoyu interrupted her. "After getting married, Wan Xingguo gave all his monthly salary to Chen Chen. He only left a little living expenses, and all his savings before marriage were given to Chen Chen. This time he went to the capital to borrow money from our family." Feng Qingxiu, I am filled with emotions. It is true that a good man has never met a good woman. He wanted to get together and get away, but the other party came to frame him. Zhang Xiaoyu suddenly realized, it turns out that the money Chen Chen squandered came from Captain Wan. We have never heard her say it, but we do know that she receives remittances every month, but we don't know the amount or who gives it. She sent it? Feng Qingxiu hummed, "We will come forward and send a telegram to your military region to prove that Wan Xingguo has been stationed in the army, eating and living with his comrades, and has not committed any unfaithfulness to his marriage. Over there, Xiaoyu, Wan Xingguo has no relatives or acquaintances in the capital, so I will leave his affairs to you and General Zhang. If we seize the evidence of Chen Chen and Political Commissar Wang, everything will be solved easily. I'm very sleepy, so I'll go to bed first. Please vote. I'll update after 8 o'clock. Back to the 60s, The Struggle Career of a Charmed Wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 835. Zhang Xiaoyu hummed a few times, "Sister Shui, don't worry, my dad will definitely not let Captain Wan suffer unjust injustice. A soldier of the country has devoted half his life to the country, why should he be bitten by Chen Chen? Excuse me, Xiaoyu, please thank General Zhang for us." Feng Qingxiu's mind was spinning very quickly. "Xiaoyu, you must be fast, because we don't know who the midwife is or where she lives. If Chen Chen thinks of this midwife who can prove that he has had an abortion, he will definitely take action first." Zhang Xiaoyu was horrified and quickly conveyed it to Zhang Yun next to her. When Zhang Yun went out to send someone to find the midwife, she said to Feng Qingxiu, "Sister Shui, my dad has already sent someone to find the midwife. There are two groups of people. One group goes directly to the midwife. I know who the midwife is. The other group secretly follows Political Commissar Wang to send people to the military area gate. If the first group cannot find the people who are looking for Political Commissar Wang, they should all find out something. Fortunately, you reminded me quickly. I didn't expect this. Do you know who the midwife is?" "You are so well informed." Feng Qingxiu was very curious about this. Chen Chen has a salary of Wan Xingguo every month, but he still needs to ask Bai Shui to borrow 50 yuan. Zhang Xiaoyu scratched her head. "Why did you ask Bai Shui to borrow money?" "We don't know. We don't know that Captain Wan sends his salary to Chen Chen every month. But Chen Chen spends money very much. He goes to friendship whenever he can. The store bought expensive imported goods, including 2 or 3 watches, as well as foreign creams and hairsprays, and a bottle of French perfume. Of course, when he was in the army, Chen Chen did not dare to wear perfume and could only use it as a decoration. They did not know whether he wore perfume when he was fooling around with political commissar Wang in private. Speaking of this, Zhang Xiaoyu did not pause and continued, as for Chen Chen's abortion, the midwife was Mama Ning. She used to be a medical soldier in the army and only retired when she got old. I was the one who delivered the baby. I believe she became a godmother. When I was a child, I followed my dad or my brother and sister-in-law to visit her. When I grew up, I went to see her by myself. I went every year. She told me to stay away from Chen Chen because she was worried that Chen Chen would bring her with him. Damn me. Sister Shui, how dare I tell you something that I am not sure of? If you slander others without any basis, you will be thrown into hell. I think Chen Chen was able to find Mother Ning because of that. Political Commissar Wang and my father were revolutionary soldiers at the same time, so of course they know what Ning's mother is capable of. Chen Chen's condition was not suitable for going to the hospital. It was not possible in the military hospital or the staff hospital in the capital. For no reason, who would give you an abortion to a woman whose husband was not in the capital? And I also need a letter of introduction when I go to the staff hospital, okay? Feng Qingxiu suddenly realized it, but her heart felt relieved. It's great that you know the midwife, and it would be even better if she would come forward and testify. Zhang Xiaoyu listened to Feng Qingxiu's words and said with a smile, Mother Ning hates evil very much. If Chen Chen doesn't harm others, then Mother Ning won't say anything. But Chen Chen wants to harm our country's soldiers, and his behavior is so vicious and cruel, Mother Ning, I will definitely not let her slander Commander Wan. Mother Ning came from the military, and she cherishes our country's soldiers more than anyone else. Mother Ning is not married and has no children, but she has delivered babies for many revolutionary couples in the battlefield, and she has also adopted more than a dozen orphans, some of whom were orphans of martyrs and some of whom were orphans in troubled times. Now they have all grown up and each has achieved success. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Back to the 60s, The Struggle Career of a Charmed Wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 836. After learning about Ning's mother, Feng Qingxiu was even more relieved. Without guarantee, Zhang Xiaoyu would not say that with her temperament. That's good, that's good. We have to prove that Chen Chen's promiscuous relationship with others during his separation from Wan Xingguo was the reason for their divorce, not the various slanders Chen Chen put on Wan Xingguo. After Feng Qingxiu finished speaking, her mind continued to work. She will definitely not fool around in the dormitory and meet with political commissar Wang. When did they meet? Do you know where? No, as long as it is proven that Chen Chen did not return to the dormitory to live in accordance with the regulations, that's it. Even though the living conditions in the capital military region are far better than those of the border defense troops, soldiers who have not reached a certain level still live in collective dormitories. Whether Chen Chen stayed up all night or not, the female soldier who lived in the same room could prove it. Zhang Xiaoyu thought for a while and said hesitantly, Chen Chen did stay out at night many times. We all know it from what people in their dormitory said, but they may not be willing to come forward to testify. This kind of thing is seen by some people in the art troupe. It has become commonplace, and everyone understands it. In addition, they dare not offend political commissar Wang for fear of being retaliated against. Political commissar Wang is an old man with deep roots in the capital military region, and the position of political commissar is very important, and my father has not shaken it. His confidence. This is one of the reasons why no one came forward to report the misconduct of Political Commissar Wang and Chen Chen even though they knew it. So you just condone them to mess around with men and women? The army doesn't come forward to take care of it, Feng Qingxiu laughed angrily. There are not so many troubles here, and the management is quite strict. Why did the long-live army develop such a trend? Zhang Xiaoyu smiled bitterly. What does it mean to hide something from the upper level but not from the lower level? That's it. Some people in the art troupe know it, and a small number of grassroots soldiers should also know it. Chen Chen is not very thorough in his work, and almost no one at the top knows. If I hadn't been here, my dad let it slip, and he still doesn't know about Political Commissar Wang and Chen Chen. After a pause, Zhang Xiaoyu whispered, Political Commissar Wang is very cautious. Everyone who knows that he and Chen Chen are in cahoots, but there is no evidence. We can catch evidence of Chen Chen's abortion, but we can't catch Political Commissar Wang. Unless Chen Chen himself admits it. Feng Qingxiu frowned. Our most important thing right now is to help Wan Xingguo escape. As for Political Commissar Wang, is he really cunning? As long as Mother Ning comes forward to prove that Chen Chen had an abortion, Wan Xingguo's escape is not that difficult, and Chen Chen can also suffer the bitter consequences of his own making, which is that he will be helpless against Political Commissar Wang for a while. An idea flashed in Feng Qingxiu's mind. What if everyone knew that the inspection here was triggered by Chen Chen's report? She couldn't remember whether she had reminded Fang Ning, Zhang Xiaoyu, and others, but she didn't mind letting other people in the art troupe know about it at this time. How could those who were punished not hate Chen Chen deeply? What, is Chen Chen the whistleblower? Zhang Xiaoyu was surprised at first, but soon she put away the surprise on her face. Chen Chen had done so many obscene things, but he dared to bite Wan Xingguo back. What else could he not do? That's right, it was her who originally wanted to report Fang Ning, and that's why other people were involved. Sister Fang Ning, Zhang Xiaoyu was stunned, and then said, that makes sense. Chen Chen and Sister Fang Ning have conflicts. What exactly is the conflict? I will ask Sister Fang Ning later. Back to the 60s, the struggle career of a charmed wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 837. After hanging up the phone, Feng Qingxiu immediately took Lu Zhang to find the deputy commander. She also called in the chief of staff, Ye Zhenjun, Zheng Suifeng, Zhao Yang, Shang Kun, Su Junlin and others to explain the news from Zhang Xiaoyu in detail. Told them. Since Zhang Xiaoyu had no evidence of Political Commissar Wang, Feng Qingxiu did not mention that the person who was hooking up with Chen Chen was Political Commissar Wang. In fact, she didn't even know the name of Political Commissar Wang, so she turned around and asked Zhang Xiaoyu. Leaders, Comrade Wan Xingguo is a soldier of our army. We cannot sit idly by and let Chen Chen slander us. Ye Zhenjun was so angry that he slapped the table and said, damn it, damn it. It's so abominable. Zibao ran to the table and stood still, standing on tiptoes and patting the table. However, he patted the table too hard and hurt his own hand. He quickly pulled back and blew his red palms. Fuebao sat in Lu Jiang's arms, pointed at Zibao and said, brother. Yes, my brother is so stupid. He knew it hurts his hands to slap the table, but he still followed the example. Lu Jiang said casually. Zibao was not happy, glanced at Lu Jiang, and took Ye Zhenjun's hand. Grandpa, Dad is so bad. He takes me for a run every day. You see, I have lost weight. I must beat Daddy for me. After hearing what he said, everyone looked over. I looked at it carefully and drank it, and I really lost a lot of weight. Because I always wear cotton clothes and pants, I usually don't notice it. Now I look at it. Not only is my fat and tender double chin less obvious, but it is also a little darker. It is still whiter than the children around me, but it is indeed darker than before. His brows and eyes are full of heroism. Without noticing, the fat and white baby turned into a handsome little boy. Even when he grows up, Zibao is still the cutest child. Okay, okay, let grandpa talk to your parents first. After a while, grandpa will beat your dad for you. Ye Zhenjun felt heartbroken when he saw Zibao's little appearance. It's not easy to be fat and fat. He will lose weight even if he says he is thin. Zibao, who was about to turn 4 years old, was very sensible and immediately took his sister out with Feng Qingxiu, leaving the men behind to discuss specific matters. Shang Kun said directly, Qiao Desheng and I originally planned to take a train to the capital to visit relatives. Now that Wan Xingguo's incident happened, we both took a plane directly. We will testify on behalf of the army to prove Wan Xingguo's innocence. I don't believe it. The two of us came forward, but the cadres in charge of this matter in the capital military region still allowed Chen Chen to confuse right and wrong and slander the country's soldiers. Lu Zhang said in a deep voice, a certificate issued by the army and brought by Comrade Shang Kun and Comrade Qiao Desheng mainly stated that Comrade Wan Xingguo ate and lived with the soldiers in the army, went out to train or work together, and had no time or opportunity to communicate with him. Other lesbians are fooling around, etc. We cannot tolerate Chen Chen's slander against Wan Xingguo. Then all our senior generals will sign and put their fingerprints on it as a guarantee. If possible, we also hope that middle and low-level officers and soldiers will sign and put their fingerprints on it. You can have this. Ye Zhenjun agreed very much, and turned to Su Junlin and said, Comrade Su Junlin, I remember that you also applied for family leave to return to the capital, right? Yes, I want to visit my family and Comrade Bai Shui. Su Junlin's heart almost flew away. If Chen Chen does such a thing, can he not worry about Bai Shui? Ye Zhenjun nodded, okay, you go back to the capital and see Comrade Bai Shui. I hope you can convince Comrade Bai Shui to prove that Comrade Chen Chen once asked her to borrow 50 yuan. Okay, I'll also take a flight back to the capital to try to shorten the time. Let's update it first and update again at noon. Please vote, monthly vote, recommended vote, monthly vote. Back to the 60s, the struggle career of a charmed wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 838. Concerned about their comrades and friends, Su Junlin, Shang Kun, Peng Hu, Qiao Desheng, and others quickly boarded the plane. Fortunately, they had already applied for family leave before Wan Xingguo's vacation, and their work arrangements were all arranged. However, they only set off 2 days in advance. They rushed to the capital in a dusty journey and went to the military area first. Although they were under the guise of visiting relatives, they could not stand up to the fact that Su Junlin, Shang Kun, and others were not of low rank. The lowest is Qiao Desheng, a battalion commander. Therefore, when they arrived at the military area, they were immediately warmly received. Who would have thought that their revolutionary partners were all in the cultural troupe of the capital military area? Shang Kun secretly asked the soldiers who received them about Wan Xingguo and Chen Chen. The other party looked puzzled. Comrade Chen Chen is a female soldier in the art troupe. We all recognize it. She dances very well. Comrade Wan Xingguo? We also know, is he Comrade Chen Chen's revolutionary partner? He came to see Chen Chen a few days ago. From what he meant, it seemed as if he didn't know that Chen Chen was filing a divorce report and was attacking Wan Xingguo. Shang Kun was stunned and said in a deep voice, are Comrade Wan Xingguo and Comrade Chen Chen still in your army? Oh, don't think too much, we and Wan Xingguo are comrades in arms, in the same army, and our revolutionary partners are both in the art troupe. I just want to ask where they are. The soldier who led the way laughed and said, Comrade Chen Chen lives in the army. Comrade Wan Xingguo seems not to be here. It is said that he is staying at the house of an old revolutionary soldier in Haoerhe, the capital. These days, he comes in the morning and leaves in the evening. Once I am on duty at the door, so I know Comrade Wan Xingguo's comings and goings every day. Hearing the news of Wan Xingguo's personal freedom, Su Junlin and his party felt relieved. Obviously, someone in the capital military region suppressed the divorce dispute between Wan Xingguo and Chen Chen. Zhang Yun and Zhang Xiaoyu, father and daughter, must have known the truth because of Zhang Yun's high rank, and immediately contacted Feng Qingxiu. Shang Kun was not surprised at all. No matter what the final result was, it was the capital military district that was embarrassed. If everyone knew about the commotion, the capital military district's face would have to be torn off and stepped on 1,000 or 10,000 times, so they handled it quietly, without the soldiers at the bottom knowing. Shang Kun understands this kind of behavior very well. He puts a fig leaf over anyone who is dirty and smelly, and considers his own face first. No further talk, we have an important mission on this trip. Su Junlin was impatient and never minced words. He spoke directly to Political Commissar Liao, who hurried out to receive them. Political Commissar Liao had a sudden thought and smiled quickly. "Aren't you here to visit relatives?" Su Junlin sneered, "Visiting relatives? Even if you are visiting relatives, you have to be ranked behind our comrades. Let me ask you, are you investigating Comrade Wan Xingguo? Just because of Comrade Chen Chen's divorce report?" Political Commissar Liao was stunned and waved his hands hurriedly. "It's nothing. It's nothing." "What? You don't admit it?" Su Junlin glared and became angry. There was no need for Zhang Yun and Zhang Xiaoyu, the father and daughter who delivered the news to them, to lie in this regard. Moreover, before they set off, the army did receive a telegram document from the capital military region, which was about Wan Xingguo's questioning. The staff in the army just want to know the situation from Wan Xingguo. There is absolutely no word of investigation. Political Commissar Liao almost scolded Chen Chen to death in his heart. If you say you want a divorce, you can just divorce it? Why don't you file a marriage report? It's easy to get together and get together, everyone has a good-looking face. If you have to break your face, the bad guy will complain first. No, if his comrades from the army come, the matter will be big. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Back to the 60s, The Struggle Career of a Charmed Wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 839. Political Commissar Liao almost had a headache. Although this matter was not dealt with publicly and was only known to a few senior generals and stopped Chen Chen's plan to publicize it, they could not explain it to the officers in front of them and had no face to face it. Otherwise, their revolutionary partners happened to be in the art troupe. The husband and wife live in two places, and the husband is serving the country in the border defense force. The capital military region has the responsibility to manage the cultural troupe and pay attention to their partner's life and work. If the other party encounters difficulties, they should lend a hand. What's the result now? Chen Chen's rat excrement ruined the whole pot of porridge. Anyway, they all arrived. When they specifically asked about Wan Xingguo, Political Commissar Liao knew they couldn't hide it, so he led them directly into Zhang Yun's office. On the way, he smiled and said, "Let me explain this to you. Military region, there is no suspicion or intention to investigate Comrade Wan Xingguo at all. It is just a routine inquiry. After all, the army received Comrade Chen Chen's divorce report. The content is difficult to explain in one sentence. For the reason of protecting the marriage of soldiers, they asked Comrade Wan Xingguo about the situation." Shang Kun sneered and said, "Protect military marriages? Isn't Wan Xingguo a soldier? Isn't he within the scope of protection? Just understand the situation and it's over. Who are you coaxing? Children? Unfortunately, even Zibao, I won't be fooled by this. The couple is divorcing and waiting for the couple to file a report and handle it according to the rules. Why do you just listen to the family and come to investigate our brothers? Come on, Political Commissar Liao, let's go to your military area." Comrade Commander's office, Call all the staff members of your unit who are investigating this matter, and come to us one by one with the certificates issued by our unit. Let's see how many people from all over us can prove Comrade Wanzingwo's innocence. I'm confused. Comrade Wanzingwo was bleeding in the Border Defense Force, and you failed to protect his marriage in the rear, causing him to suffer the pain of broken marriage during a trip to visit relatives. How dare you take him away for investigation? Even if Political Commissar Liao said that this was not the case, Shang Kun and others did not believe it. Otherwise, Zhang Xiaoyu would not have tipped them off. The only explanation is that Wanzingwo was indeed taken away by them for investigation. Maybe some of them said that the impact was huge and could not be dealt with so hastily, so they released Wanzingwo in an attempt to whitewash peace. Whoever comes here is not good. Political Commissar Liao sighed. In this matter, the capital military region was at fault, so Political Commissar Liao had no choice but to take them to Zhang Yun's office. Although Zhang Yun was the deputy commander, the commander was not around, so he naturally came to him. You are here. After saluting the military salute one by one, and seeing the certificate signed by thousands of people they brought, Zhang Yun said directly, I knew our country's soldiers could not do such a thing. My guarantee is correct, right? This question was asked to Political Commissar Liao, who looked embarrassed. Because of Su Junqi's relationship, Su Junlin was very familiar with Zhang Yun and asked, what's going on? We all want to hear it. Long before the army sent you a telegram to inquire, I assured the staff investigating the matter that Comrade Wanzingwo was definitely not the person described in Chen Chen's divorce report. Some people just don't believe it, saying that they know people but don't know faces. Political Commissar Liao, go and ask them to come over. Come over and look at the signatures of other troops. They won't lie about their future, right? Back to the 60s, the struggle career of a charmed wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 840. When Political Commissar Liao and the security guards called for people separately, Zhang Yun quickly and quietly informed Su Junlin and others of the situation. At this moment, Su Junlin and others finally understood the truth. Wanzingwo was indeed taken away for investigation, otherwise Zhang Xiaoyu would not have anxiously informed Feng Qingxiu, alerted all the senior generals in their army, and asked them to take family leave to deal with it. However, Zhang Yun then came forward to vouch for Wanzingwo. He also mentioned that the military region's cultural and art troupe was to blame for the separation of the couple and the situation they were in. He also mentioned that many people in the art troupe were revolutionary partners of border guards. If all separated military couples have to face this kind of situation after a long separation, which soldier can guard the border with peace of mind? With this sentence, the military region realized the seriousness and quickly apologized to Wanzingwo, saying that they were just understanding the situation, not investigating, and would handle the matter seriously. Therefore, they did not make it public and only the top brass knew about it. Chen Chen took the initiative and tried to make a big fuss, but failed. Compared to Chen Chen's little thoughts, the military region's reputation was above everything else. We all listened to Comrade Qingxiu. Shang Kun also lowered his voice, Comrade Commander Zhang, the military region must give us an explanation, not just Wanzingwo. Although we don't know who that person is, you're the military region allowed Comrade Chen Chen to mess around with men and women, and in turn slandered Comrade Wanzingwo. This is because your military region has failed to supervise you. If you don't give us an explanation, it will be difficult for us to safely allow our revolutionary partners to stay in your military region's cultural troupe. Zhang Yun sighed, do you think I don't want to? I cherish you soldiers more than anyone else, but... Then his voice became even lower, I'm a little powerless right now. To tell you the truth, there are signs of chaos in the military region now. I always feel that some people are doing their own thing and don't care about those who should be in charge and those who shouldn't. No matter what, don't you feel it? Political Commissar Liao is also talking erratically. Otherwise, I would have dealt with this matter with thunder, and there is no need to alarm you since you are here. Let's talk carefully. If they are willing, they can quickly apply for transfer to your military region while something like Chen Chen happens. Don't stay here. The army will probably approve it. He has made up his mind to transfer his daughter to the medical corps and not get involved in the art troupe. Su Junlin was stunned, and Shang Kun's face became cold. You mean that after proving Wan Xingguo's innocence, we will settle the matter? Is this the end of Wan Xingguo's slander by Chen Chen? That person won't be found out either? Impossible. At the beginning, Comrade Lu Zhang and Comrade Feng Qingxiu were slandered. Since Cao Hongzhi did report the real corrupt elements, Comrade Lu Zhang and Comrade Feng Qingxiu were not pursued. We had to swallow this breath. Why, Chen Chen was clearly involved. We still swallow the evidence of male-female relations. This is what Comrade Wan Xingguo meant, Zhang Yundao said. He sent someone to find Ning's mother. Ning's mother was also willing to prove the fact that Chen Chen had an abortion at her place, but Wan Xingguo did not agree to let Ning's mother come forward. When everyone heard this, they were all stunned. Wan Xingguo is willing to settle the matter. This do. After listening to Su Junlin's scolding, Zhang Yun smiled slightly. I don't think he is a fool, he is very resolute and decisive. He let Chen Chen go. Do you think Chen Chen will be fine? Impossible. Shang Kun was thoughtful, but Su Junlin and others didn't quite understand what Zhang Yun meant, but they soon figured it out.